So this guy's got an album called Paradise and All Its Problems, literally just out. It came out this week. And, you know, if I had my way with it, I'd probably showcase even more tracks from it. It's that good. Anyway, so we're going to be chatting with him, Britizen Kane. How you doing, man? Welcome to the show.
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Thank you for having me. How's it doing? How's it going?
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. So, absolutely brilliant to be chatting with you, man. Britizen Kane. Yeah, man, welcome to the show, man. It's been ages trying to get you on board, man.
It's been a while. It's been too long. We've been saying we're going to do this. It's been too long. I appreciate the love for the Hacienda as well, mate. I didn't realise that you rated it that highly. Like, I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, man, I seriously did. It's just like, it's up there, easy.
Thank you.
It's from of people that have sent me music this year for this show. You know what I mean? It's like easy top 5 for me. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's there.
Thank you, man.
But yeah, man,
thank you.
Congratulations with that, and congratulations with this album, man. You sent me all of it, and it's definitely very personal to you and the stuff you've been through, isn't it? It's like definitely very deep. Would you know?
Yeah, that's sort of what I sort of wanted it to be like. A few years ago, I really sort of changed musical direction, and I started making a lot of personal music because I was going through a lot of personal stuff, and that's the sort of just the general path that the music I was making ended up taking. And I've started to realise that people were resonating with it more than my previous music, which was a lot more in the, I don't like the word commercial or mainstream, but that's how people would have branded it. So when I started making this new music, people were resonating with it more, so I thought, oh, maybe this is the path that I should start looking down more. People are obviously connecting with the feelings, etc. But got to a point like where I was still enjoying making that music, but I wasn't necessarily in that mind frame myself. But obviously, you know, when you've got mental health, when you've got depression, whatever, like you sometimes slip back into those moods, and that was why the Paradise and All Its Problems thing came from, because there was some parts of my life that were so high and so great, and I felt like I was winning at life, but then there was other parts of my life that were just awful, like, and I was in such low moods, and it just proper felt like every time something got good, it was weighed down by other things, and that's just where the title came from. And I felt I wanted the music on it to really reflect both ends of that. Like the Hacienda is the first track on the album, and it's so upbeat and like aggressive, for lack of a better word, and in your face. Yet you've got records like Kate Spade and All Its Problems, which you're going to play later on, which are the very much more personal ones. And I wanted to have that contrast to fit with the title. I wanted to have that like juxtaposition throughout.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's with that Kate Spade track, I had to be honest, just to be honest and show my, you know, like I'm not in the scene of knowing who these people are, but I had to look who that up. I didn't know who that was. I had to look it up, and I was like, okay, so that's, and to understand the statement of what you were saying, you know what I mean? I was like, wow. I was like, you know what I mean? Like she hung herself, or like was that really relevant to you at that time?
It was weird. I think what was more relevant about that was the fact, and it happened last year as well with Chester Bennington, was it's when somebody famous or when a celebrity ends up taking their own life, that's when everybody seems to bother more, if you know what I mean. That's when everyone's suddenly like, oh, suicide prevention is really essential, we need to be talking about it more. But it's only when that happens. It's not so much when the average person from down the road does it during the week, and no one really pays attention at that point. So I thought, well, if this is what people are going to pay attention to when somebody like Kate Spade or Chester Bennington or somebody like that takes their life, Robin Williams a few years ago, I thought I will run with that and use that to my advantage in this case. The actual Kate Spade song was going to be a lot longer than it was. The actual original version is about 7.5 minutes, but I sort of went a bit too personal on it, so I took some stuff off in the end for the version that ended up on the album.
Yeah, man. There's so many tracks on there I could have put as well. You know what I mean? Like, awesome. But in depth, and that, I think I always say like the personal kind of tracks, they always seem to do better, because I think when it's coming from a personal place, from the artist's own life and heart, it speaks volumes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's what, like I say, I think that's what people resonate with. Like, it's all right if you're making songs about, and this is nothing against people who make these types of songs, but for me, it was like I could only make so many songs about like club songs or party songs or money orientated songs, because then one, I felt like I wasn't being true to myself, and two, I felt like there's only so much of people want to hear of that. Like, whereas I think if you're telling your story more people can resonate with that. More people will be able to pick, even if it's just one line out of it. The amount of songs off this project that people have come to me and been like, oh, that one line in Kate Spade or this one line in All the Perks like really resonated with me, and that's enough for me to know. Even if it never sells a single copy, that's enough for me to know that I've done something decent with this project, that people can actually resonate with what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. I think that's it's definitely going to resonate with people, this album. It's like and within the culture at the moment, I think I said it on an earlier interview, it just seems to be in the culture today where it seems to be more relevant anyway, so that, you know, you put out this album, it's definitely going to be a statement, and it's going to hit people's hearts more, because it seems to be like a common thing now in culture where people are more willing to say, you know, about mental health awareness or anything similar to that, whereas, you know, say like 10 years ago they weren't. So definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's I think acceptable is the wrong word, but for lack of a better one, I think it's definitely more acceptable for people, especially males, to talk about mental health so openly. And I think it's good, because I think there's still a lot of males and females, but I know it's mainly a male thing, where they won't talk about it. And I think just having, I'm not saying I am the voice of these people, because I know there's plenty of other singers, musicians, hip-hop artists, whoever, doing what I'm doing, but just, I think a lot of people feel that that's like their own voice saying that, if you know what I mean, that this is somebody else expressing exactly how they feel, and for them that's a good enough release. And this was kind of what made me want to make this sort of music in the first place, because I got into this bad spell, and I started to realise I was resonating more with records by artists like Joe Budden, artists like Elzai, artists like Royce da 5'9", artists like even Professor Green when he was making his more heartfelt records. I was like, the subject matter in these I'm really connecting with right now. This is what I think I should be doing moving forwards.
Yeah, I feel you.